Ausable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. So he's heard what Max has said, why his comfort. He doesn't say anything at all. He just moves to the armchair and sits on it heavily enough with force. And instead of asking him, how did you know that and all, he's just starts talking. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it. He's saying, I'm going to raise the devil now. I'm going to create a very big scene. I'm going to fight with the management, the hotel management. I'm going to give them a hard time. You can be sure of it. Grimly is seriously, he's saying. This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. He's angry because this is the second time in a row within a month, including Max. Two people have entered his room through the balcony. That is why he is angry. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. So Fowler was just looking at the window what Ausable was talking about. It was an ordinary window against which the night was pressing blackly. So it was a small simple window only, nothing special about it. And he could see the dark night through the window. Balcony, Max said with a rising inflection. Inflection is the change of tone. He was surprised. No, a pass key. I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. So he's saying, balcony, he's very surprised. And he's saying, no, I didn't come through the balcony. I used a pass key. And it was a lot of trouble getting this key. If I had known that there was a balcony to your room, I could have come through that. It's not my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation. Already Ausable is angry, he's saying, it's not mine. The balcony is not mine. It belongs to the next apartment. It's the next apartment's balcony. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, now he's turning to Fowler and trying to explain it to him. This room used to be a part of a large unit. The hotel now, it was once a very big place, and then these rooms were attached with one another. And the next room through that door there used to be the living room. So there was a door, and when you open the door, it was the living room once, attached rooms. So these two rooms were attached, and that was the living room. It is the hall. It had the balcony which extends under my window now. So that living room had a balcony, and the balcony was extended. It was a very big balcony, and it came right under the window of Ausable's room. You can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down, and somebody did last month. So one way of getting into that balcony was through the room downstairs. There were 2 rooms there, it was empty. So people could get into that room and climb through the balcony and get into his room. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. Already he's complained. Ausable has complained. They told that they'll correct it. They'll just block the balcony door and so that nobody will get into his room. But they have not done it. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. So Ausable and Fowler was talking, right? This Max now looks at Fowler, and so Fowler was standing very stiffly. He was frightened. He wanted a thrilling experience, but now he was frightened seeing the man with the gun. Stiff up, he was not at all moving, frozen like. So Max is just waving his gun, pointing his gun, and signaling him to do something. We'll see what he's going to do. Please sit down, he said. We have to wait half an hour, I think. 31 minutes, Ausable said moodily. So he's just signaling Fowler to sit down. He does not want to take any risk. And he's saying, we have to wait 30 minutes for the man to come with the report. 31 minutes, Ausable said moodily, but he's correcting Ausable. It's not 30 minutes, it's 31, he says. The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. And he says, the appointment is at 12:30 only. So we've got half an hour more. So it's 12 o'clock, right? And once again he's asking, how did you know that the report is arriving today, that I'll get the report today? The little spy smiled evilly. I told you Max was another spy. And he's smiling, a villain smile. And we wish we knew how your people got the report. Now he's asking return. You're asking me how I know the information. How did your people, the Americans, how did they get the report? How did you get it? But no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. So it's no harm at all, because anyhow, even if you get it, what I'm going to do? I'm going to get it from you. What is that? Who's at the door? Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. While these two people are talking, there was a knock at the door. Fowler was just startled. Already he's frozen and standing like a statue. Now hearing the knock, jumped in the sense he was startled. Ausable just smiled. That'll be the police, he said. I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. As usual, Ausable is not at all distraught at all. He's not at all worried. Casually saying it's my arrangement only, because this is a very important paper, so I've asked for police protection, so it should be the policemen. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was all right. So I've already informed them that something important is going to happen, so they are taking care of me. That's why they are checking on me whether I'm all right or not. Max bit his lip nervously. Still then he was a confident person. Commanding position he was. Now he was nervous. He did not know what to do. The knocking was repeated. What will you do now, Max? Ausable asked. The knocking continued. So he is asking what to do. What will you do now? Because he is standing with the gun. If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot. He is just explaining practically. The door is not locked at all. So they'll enter. After some time they'll get suspicious. They'll enter, and when they see you with the gun, what they'll do? Without questioning, they'll shoot. Max's face was black with anger and he backed swiftly towards the window. Now he was very angry. He's showing emotions now. And so he wanted to do something, so he just moves to the window there because he doesn't want the policeman to see him. He swung a leg over the sill. Sill means the windows will have a frame, right? A stone or a wooden frame. The wooden door, window doors will have that, the platform like that. That's called as a sill. Send them away, he warned. He's telling them, I'll just be that side. You have to send them off. I will wait on the balcony. Now he remembers what Ausable said. The window is a place where directly there's a balcony below. So I'll be at the balcony. You should send the people away. Or I'll shoot and take my chances. If you say something to them, I'll start to shoot and then I'll just take my chance. I'll take the risk. That's what he's saying. The knocking at the door became louder and a voice was raised. So they were taking time and the knocking grew louder. And also somebody was calling. Max was even more tensed now. Body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest. Max என்ன பண்ணுறான்னா, he knew that somebody is going to come. அதனால் ட்விஸ்ட்னா ஒன் சைன் டர்ன்டு. அவன் கன் இன்னும் யாரை எய்ம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்குது? ஃபேட் மேனுங்கிறது ஆசிபிள், கெஸ்ட்டுங்கிறது ஃபவுலர். இவங்க ரெண்டு பேர்த்த எய்ம் பண்ணி தான் அந்த கன் இருக்குது. The man at the window grasped the frame with his free hand to support himself. அந்த நேராக அந்த விண்டோக்கிட்ட போய் ஒரு சைடாகவே தான் கன் என்ன பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்குது, அந்த ரெண்டு பேரும் பாயிண்ட் பண்ணிகிட்டே தான் இருக்குது. பாயிண்ட் பண்ணிகிட்டே அவன் ஒரு கை எடுத்து he is just holding the frame of the window. Then he swung his other leg up and over the window sill. First one leg there, next he is moving the other leg also. Now he is on the other side of the window. The doorknob turned. Doorknob with the handle. It's turned, it means they are coming in. Swiftly, Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. Immediately he has to hide இல்லையா, அதனால he just let go of his hand and he jumps to the down to the balcony. And then as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. Dropped when he started to jump, he's screaming. Shrilly is a high pitched noise. He's screaming like anything and he's going down. The door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and two glasses. Door open agudhu And there at the door, who was it? It was a waiter. For a tray or a bottle and 2 glasses, he is standing there. Here is the drink you ordered. When you returned, he said, and set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. So the waiter is coming inside and he's saying, your order, sir, because that's what Ausable had ordered when they came into the hotel. And he deftly uncorked, deftly, skillfully. He's trained to do that. So he opens the bottle, keeps it on the table, and just leaves the room. White faced, Fowler stared after him. White faced, he was stunned, speechless. But he stammered. The police, stammered means thicker. He couldn't clearly think or talk. He didn't know what was happening. So he's asking, where is the police? He wanted to ask so many questions. There were no police. Ausable sighed. Sighed engiradhu perumochi. He said, there was nobody at all. There's no policeman here. Only Henry, whom I was expecting. So he's saying, Ausable is saying, I was expecting the waiter only, not the policeman. So all this was a story only. But won't that man out on the balcony? Fowler began. Now he's starting to talk. Fowler, what will happen now? Max is at the balcony. He'll come up now. What are you going to do? That's what he is trying to ask. No, said Ausable. Once again, Ausable saying, no, he won't return. He's saying, Max will not come back. Why? You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. He's saying, dear friend, there's no balcony at all. So what is it? It is just a window. I hope you understand the story now. They are at the 6th floor, the top of the building. And when Max jumped to the balcony, he was screaming like anything. What does it mean? He's fallen from the 6th floor to the ground. And he must be dead now. That's what he is confidently saying. He will not return. That's the end of the story. So that is what I told you in the beginning. Appearances are often deceptive. You must not judge a person by his or her appearance. Right? Ausable was lazy, fat, dull looking, not at all like a detective as all one imagined. But still, his presence of mind, his planning, his smartness, his cleverness, he outsmarted Max. Okay, that is the story.